Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's fourth and final video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's final video. Day 10 will take us to around the 8th of November. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles because they run around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFSB2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, and that will get us into the second half of November, well into the second half of November. I'll get on that for you in a moment, just to say about the first video was our 6 AM upload. We've also released the weekend forecast and a big video released today, the second winter 2022-2023 season model roundup, getting together 15 long-range models to see what they're all showing for the winter for only the second time this season from the world's leading forecast centre. So check out that one if you'd like to see that. Please like, share, subscribe on the video. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. I hope you're having a lovely Saturday afternoon as well. So beginning in the Tropical Atlantic, two interest areas, as we was explaining yesterday. This yellow X, just I don't think I have to worry too much about that. There's only a 20% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 or 5 days. But this one down here has just a 30% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days, but a 70% chance of cyclone formation in the next 5 days. That's going to be one to watch, I think, next week. Central England temperature has not updated so far today, so we're still sitting at 12.4, which is about 2 degrees above average. That's provisional to yesterday to 27. We'll bring you an update for that on Monday. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We're at Cheltenham today. Suggested location of this part of the video, so if you'd like to have your local town or city featured within this part of the video, then please let us know in the comments, or you can email us at GavsWeatherVids@gmail.com or ask us on our social media channels. And we're always happy to feature your local town or city if that's what you'd like us to do. So the red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average for Cheltenham. You can see that we're starting off well above average at the moment. The warm spell goes on. Decline in the upper air temperatures through next week, going back closer to average as we go through this first week of November. Into the second week of the month, there is signs of a bit of a warm-up going on, so it looks like the temperature may well pick up again as we get through into the second week of November, becoming milder once more. Regular bouts of rain coming through as well. Not too much over the next couple of days, but from around Monday, Tuesday onwards next week, and then through into the second week of November, it basically looks quite wet with areas of low pressure and bouts of rain. And initially cooler temperatures, but turning it milder perhaps in the second week of the month. Temperature anomalies on the 29th of October to 6th of November going to be above average. Precipitation anomalies from the 29th of November, 6th of November, wetter than average in the west, average to maybe slightly drier than average for more eastern regions. The latest wind map from earth.nullschool.net shows that we've got low pressure in the Atlantic today, and we're still drawing in wind from a very mild southwesterly direction. If we drag this up, you can see that the air is originating from not quite as far south as it has been doing, being originating from down here at times over the past few days. It's now originating more from the Azores, which is, of course, very mild direction. We will find the temperatures coming down a little bit next week as the wind turns from that southerly southwesterly to more of a westerly. Right, well, this time you can bet your run is looking a big night on Tuesday. Low pressure coming in off the Atlantic. That will be bringing wet and windy weather with it, introducing this cooler air from off the Atlantic through the middle part, but you can make it still relatively mild. Remember, the low pressure bringing bouts of rain really right way through to next weekend. That is, as far as we get to with you can make your to big night on Saturday, which is bonfire night, and we're looking just properly wet and windy at that point. I can't! I'm so sorry, but it looks like that. Again, we'll just make sure you're all the way. Got this weather system coming in from off the Atlantic, burning to choose that being bouts of rain with it. And then going to something a little bit cooler, but still settled through the middle part of next week, wet and windy. And another bout of heavy rain, maybe gale force winds sweeping in there Friday through to Saturday with icons. So looking unsettled next week with several bouts of rain to come. GFS midnight run again shows that system pushing in off the Atlantic on Tuesday, bringing plenty of rain with it. And then into showery conditions for the real part of the week. A little bit more of an influence from higher pressure from the Azores at the end of the week. Keeps the area of low pressure at bay a little bit longer, but eventually, even with the GFS midnight run, we go wet and windy through next weekend. And then heading up towards day 10, we have a classic zonal setup of high pressure south, low pressure to the north. That brings the driest weather into the south. Most unsettled weather is in the north. Flat as a pancake, really, and very mild as well, particularly so into the south. On into more external range, we keep the Atlantic driven weather going. High pressure remains just to our south, southwest, low pressure to our north and northwest, and it continues to look pretty unsettled then. The GFS 6Z looking like that, with weather system coming across the country as we go through into the end of the, or the end part of next week, I should say. We get into middle of next week, and just rather showery and unsettled at that point. Further bouts of rain push through the country at the end of the week into next weekend as well. Flat as a pancake, look at that, absolutely flat as a pancake by Monday the 7th of November, with high pressure from the Azores into Spain, low pressure around Iceland. It doesn't get more zonal setup than that. That day 10 looking mild for most parts of the country. Actually, so the south, where it's relatively dry, will be more unsettled up into the north, and it carries on into the external range as well, with low pressure bringing further spells of rain into the north and west, but in the southeast, always closer to that ridge of high pressure, keeping it drier there, and still very mild with winds in from the southwest. I think the GFS has a little bit more influence on the Azores High today, especially from the south, so it's a drier, looking drier for the first half of November for the southern parts of the country with the GFS output today. GM, you enjoyed the video, by the way, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Why not drop a comment? Let's talk about this all of our videos. Thank you so very much for doing that. GM, again, showing a low pressure coming in from off the Atlantic on Tuesday. That will be bringing spells of rain with it, and we keep this unsettled weather going into next week and through next weekend as well. Low pressure brings further spells of rain in from off the Atlantic, all looking very westerly until around day 9-10, when the low pressure clears away, and on its backside we start pulling something a little bit cooler from the northwest there. Very fleeting that will be. Winds will very quick back into west, but a little bit cooler just for one day, perhaps around day 10 for GEM. And then the ECM shows both bouts of rain coming northwards and eastwards for the early part of next week, bearing into showering westerly winds and further areas of low pressure crashing in from off the Atlantic through to next weekend. This is bonfire night, 5th of November, looking traditionally wet and windy there. Take back to isobars, strong winds and heavy bouts of rain. And all the way up to day 10, really, we keep it flat as a pancake. We keep it westerly with further low pressure bringing more wind and rain into the north and west. A very zonal setup developing here. This is what precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from Tometeo.com. So we've got rain coming northwards today, leaving us with showers in the west, and they'll be pushing eastwards through tomorrow. And then through Monday to Tuesday, wet and windy weather spreading northwards and eastwards, and then we're into that Atlantic driven weather. So there will be several bouts of rain coming and going right the way through to next weekend. Plenty of wet and windy weather on the way. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10. Gets us to the 8th of November from the Icelandic Met Office. 14 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure to our north-northwest, high pressure over France, and so that brings the most unsettled weather into the north, dry weather into the south, and it will be pretty mild. 12 with low pressure out to our west, that's going to be unsettled but mild with winds in from a southerly southwest direction. 9 with low pressure more or less over the top of the country, that will be very unsettled. 6 with low pressure to our south-southwest, high pressure to our north-northeast, that's going to be mild and quite wet as well. Another 6 with low pressure just out to our west, high pressure to our east and south, winds coming up southerly southeasterly direction. So most of the options look quite mild but unsettled. A little bit of a different one here, 4, but only 4, with high pressure ridging in from like the north, from Scandinavia, so that will be a drier and also a colder option, with winds a little bit more from sort of easterly type direction. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. This will get us to the 13th of November. 12 members of the ECM ensembles have low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, winds coming in from a westerly direction. So that's going to be pretty mild and driven. 12 though, just here another 12, with high pressure to our north and northeast. That's going to be a drier, colder option, with winds coming in from the east with that. 11 with high pressure to the east and low pressure to the west. That's going to be a drier but probably quite mild option. We've got 8 with high pressure just over and to the west of the country, mainly dry. Could be a little bit chilly with some frost and fog and whatnot with that. And then 8 with high pressure to our northeast, low pressure to our west. And so that's going to be unsettled and still quite mild. A range of options on the table, really, for both days 8 and also 14, or days 10 and 14, I should say. I think generally day 10, most of the options looking mild and unsettled. By the time we get through to day 14, we might start to see something drier, possibly a little bit cooler. CMS finally means a 500 millibar high tsunami is breaking down into week periods. The first week period takes us from the 29th of October, 4th of November. The coming week has low pressure out to west, high pressure to our south and east. So it is rather unsettled in the week ahead, but it should at least be mild. Into week 2, it's the 5th to the 11th of November. Low pressure heads in from off the Atlantic. That looks very unsettled. Wet and windy. Week 3 is going to be the 12th to the 18th of November, with high pressure to the east, and we'd be drawing up a bit of southerly with that, so drier and mild with that, potentially very mild. And then week 4 is going to be the 19th to 25th of November. Low pressure to our south, then high pressure to our east, northeast, and out in the Atlantic. There'll be a dip in the jet stream in the 500 millibar flow. But could place us on the cool side of the jet, actually. We might start to bring some cooler air in from the north and from the northwest with that. But of course, it's 4 weeks away. It is a very long way off. And the first half of November could be shaping up to actually be quite mild and zonal. Right, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, subscribe. Thanks so much for doing that. Drop a comment. Let us know what that is all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends and family to subscribe as well. It's amazing. It's incredible. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. We need to put on around 70 subscribers now to get ourselves to 14.7k. So we are grinding to 15,000 subscribers. When we get to 15k, we're going to do an Amazon giveaway, by the way. So please help get us to 15,000 subscribers. And as I say, we thank you so very much, everybody, for doing that. Right, before I go, just coming up tomorrow, we're going to start off with 6 a.m. upload, and then we are going to have the 9th Winter 2022-2023 updates. It's going to be a solar special, coming up tomorrow. It won't be all solar. The first half is going to be solar, and then the second half will be everything else, you know, duration, solar, colour, sea, solar, temperature, anomalous, and that. So it won't be a complete solar, but the first half will have quite a bit of solar data. So that will be coming up for you tomorrow at 10 a.m. And then the live stream discussing that 9th winter update will be on Monday at 8 p.m. in the evening. Well, you have a lovely rest of your Saturday. And for this one, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.